What's going on, everyone? Today, we're going to talk about the long-term care crisis. And this was published in an article in AARP here recently, the AARP Bulletin. Boom. A friend of mine gave this article to me, and she's like, you might want to read this article. And I was like, you know what? I think I do. But first, before we cover this article and what's in it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and show some love, because Dre asked for it this morning. He said that you guys haven't been commenting as much or liking as much. I don't know, something like that. So anyways, show some little love here. All right, make us feel like you appreciate the work we're doing on this interwebs, on the YouTube land. So anyways, guys, nearly 70% of Americans who reach age 65 will someday require help from others to get through their day. Did you know that? 70%. That's crazy. So on average, women will need help for about 3.7 years and men need help for 2.2 years. That's because we just don't last as long. Unfortunately. Anyways, these are truths that we don't often think about. These are truths that, I hate to say it, but as we get older, those that are aging, like, we don't have to think about this, but the reality of it is we're probably going to know someone, maybe our mom, maybe our dad, maybe our spouse, maybe a friend or a relative in our life that is going to be going through this stage in their life. 70%. That's what? That's like 7 out of 10 people are going to need help during the day. Okay. And what's interesting about this article is that this actually is the crisis that everyone must face, is the name of it. It's in AARP, and it has all of these scenarios of different caregivers and their experiences with taking care of their mom or their dad or their spouse. And so it gives you this really kind of like very broad perspective of what people are going through. But what's interesting is that according to AARP's Chief Advocacy Officer, Nancy Limond, she said that the challenge is for what Nancy Limond, AARP's Chief Advocacy Officer, astutely describes as the gigantic middle. The gigantic middle, we've been talking about this for a while, which is the large majority of Americans whose income and resources make them ineligible for Medicaid or most other safety net assistance, meaning that they don't have, funds coming from the government. They don't have any sort of assistance from federal or state aid to take care of them, yet they are not nearly as wealthy enough to sustain the ongoing cost of caregivers coming into the home or for a room in an assisted living or nursing home. I wonder what they could afford. I just wonder, I don't know, maybe adult day. At the end of the day, adult daycare is half the cost of home care and much less expensive than assisted living and nursing homes. We all know who is filling the gap. Who's filling that gap? It is unpaid family caregivers. Some 53 million Americans of all ages devote a portion of their day to feeding, driving, cleaning, paying bills, and making sure their medicine gets taken by loved ones not able to take these tasks on their own. 53 million Americans. This crisis is being left to unpaid family caregivers. And what are those unpaid family caregivers? What are they going to do? How are they going to find a solution? I wonder how. Active Age to the rescue. You can say that this is as it should be. Family is almost always best for taking the lead on caring for a spouse, a parent, or a child in need. And that care should be given in home whenever possible, rather than in an institutional setting. We at AARP completely agree. So AARP is saying that most people want to stay in their own home. However, there's this gigantic middle that 53 million Americans currently are taking care of. And that gigantic middle is going to need help. And women on average are going to need help for 3.7 years. And men on average are going to need help for 2.2 years. And I'd like to, offer a solution to everyone. This is exactly why, in my opinion, why adult day is the future. Because of this exact reason right here. Because they didn't say that there was trouble paying for adult daycare. They said there was trouble paying for caregivers in the home or assisted living or nursing home. Well, the beauty about it is adult day is about half the cost of home care. If you could create a solution that's affordable and it also relieves the unpaid family caregiver from the burden of having to be fully responsible for their loved one, for whatever hours of the day that might be. And you can give that family caregiver the break that they need. And you can give that family caregiver maybe time to go to work or time to pursue new hobbies or time to visit with friends. Then you can help ensure that that unpaid family caregiver can take care of their loved one for an extended period of time, which is going to put less pressure on the healthcare system and put less pressure on the government to have to step in and solve this problem financially with, because the thing is too is, we already have a shortage of caregivers that can come into the home. We already have certain nursing homes in certain areas closing because of the fact that they can't staff appropriately or they cannot bill, enough for the services that they're rendering. And so you have these massive healthcare crises already happening. And so to be able to offer a solution like Adult Day that is half this cost and that can provide a break to these family caregivers is literally a game changer. And this is exactly what this country needs. This is exactly what family caregivers across the entire country, they need. They just need a break. They need a way that they can, do the things that they got to do. That they can go to work, that they can take care of their kids, especially those that are a sandwich generation that are raising children, but they're also taking care of their mom or their dad, or maybe they're taking care of, their spouse that has early onset dementia. They could be in their late 40s, early 50s, and still be in a position where they're taking care of maybe like a spouse that has early onset dementia. So all of these things are causing a massive crisis, and people don't know how to navigate it. They don't know where to turn. They don't realize that a lot of times that they're not going to be able to afford these services. And they think that maybe as soon as they turn 65 and they get Medicare, that Medicare is going to take care of these things. And a lot of times Medicare doesn't. A lot of times Medicare will not cover chronic care issues. And if they don't qualify for Medicaid because they have too much income or they have too much assets, then they're not going to be able to get Medicaid funding solutions. And so what are people going to do? Well, this is why I am such a massive advocate for Adult Day. I think Adult Day care is going to be the future. I think that as more and more people are going to need care, as the 70% of Americans that turn age 65 that are going to be in need of some form of care, what is going to be the ultimate solution for people? And as this happens, I think this is going to create a massive, massive demand for Adult Day. And Adult Day is going to become literally the number one solution for families taking care of their loved one who want to remain in their own home and who need to be responsible about how they spend their money, because bringing a caregiver into the home is going to be too expensive. Using assisted living and nursing homes is going to be too expensive. Adult Day is the answer. And if you want to learn more about opening up your very own adult daycare, make sure you go to adcpro.com to learn more. Join us on our monthly webinar, and make sure you join our private Facebook group and tune into our YouTube channel and watch all the free content that we have there. And if you're interested in opening up your very own active age franchise, go to activeagecare.com/franchise. Adult daycare is the future. We are truly going to solve this long-term care crisis through Adult Day services. We'll see you on the next one. Peace. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you'd like to learn how to open your own adult daycare center, go to adcpro.com. If you'd like the latest business tips, click here, and make sure you subscribe to our channel. Click here. We'll see you guys next time.